Good morning. Good morning to you too, Riley. I'm going to start my Cheshire Cat that I got this week. I usually try to start in the bottom. This one has 19 colors. And normally I stick a bit of a weight on it to hold the plastic back. Today I'm going to use my remote for the TV because I usually use cell phone, which is currently filming my video. I use measuring spoon because it's the easiest way to scoop out these without pouring them, because with these ones there's a little bit of a hole here and then they wind up spilling onto my desk. I've only done a couple paintings so far. A friend of mine always videos hers, so I said I'd try. And I love the sound of the crunchy papers and the sound it makes when you let go like this. Pop. And since you're painting with me today on my new painting, I figured I'd ask a couple questions of myself so you can get to know me just a little bit. My name is Trish. Full name is like Trisha Ann, but everybody calls me Trish. And I have two dogs, Riley and Lila. One's purebred Chihuahua, one's a Chihuahua mix. And since I sit in front of my living room window at my desk, they have a little spot beside me. So anytime somebody walks past the window, a cat, a person, a leaf, a bird, Riley will make sure to let you know because he's in the window today. Lila finds it too hot, so she's sitting over on the couch. So far, I've only worked with the round diamonds, and I do like the round. I find they're easy. Some of the colors are so close, you wonder why they have the numbers so in a number like 2 and 5. Depending on how dark the color is, they look the same. And one I seen was 5 and 8. And they were both a dark green. I really had to have daylight to see that one. So a few of the questions I wrote down. One is, one thing I'd like to have but I can't afford. Something I'd like that I can't afford, I guess it would be a vehicle of my own. Can't afford one of those right now, so I have an electric bicycle that gets me around most of the city, which is kind of nice, but at the same time I can't go out and do a lot of shopping on those because it doesn't carry a lot. I have to have a backpack or bag at my feet, which can get annoying depending on where you are. A movie title that describes my life. There was a movie I watched the other day, although the movie does not describe my life. The movie title is Definitely Maybe. That definitely describes me. Just make decision and then I'm like, I don't know if I should do that or not. Maybe I'd be better doing something else. Or I make plans to go somewhere and do something with someone and then I decide I'd rather stay home and do something else, or I back out of some plans. Whole anxiety sometimes about doing things. But I'm working on it slowly. And as far as my pets I've had over my lifetime, you heard about the ones I currently have. I used to also have 2 other dogs named Tucker and Pippin since I've lived on my own. They went with me everywhere, did everything with me until they passed on, leaving Lila all by herself. So that's when I bought Riley for her. Well, he was a gift, but still, I was looking for him. My mom found him, and my mom bought him for me. When I was growing up, I had a dog named April. She was a rescue. She was originally found in the month of April. A man thought he heard a baby crying, jumped into the dumpster at a train station in Toronto, and found a puppy. And that was where April came from. She was severely abused by different owners until the lady who owned her at the time, her husband and kids were abusing her, so she took her out of the house while they weren't home and brought her over to us. He didn't know for months who had the dog until he found out, and then he never bothered to try and get her back because he knew there was no way he could get her back. It took April about 3 or 4 months to let her to relax enough for her to come near me. She was so terrified I was going to hurt her. Once she finally came around me, she was my best friend until the end. She loved me to pieces. She'd go everywhere. Being the fact that small dogs can travel so easily, she came with me everywhere. What's worth spending more money on to get the best? For me, it's whatever I like. It doesn't have to be something as simple as diamond painting, because you do want to spend the most on those because it's something you enjoy. But if you're into clothing, then you want to spend the money on what you want so that you get something that lasts. If you want a pair of pants to last you, buy the best. You buy something cheap, they're not going to last forever. I got a mixer. I spent $20 on it. Didn't last very long. My mom bought a KitchenAid mixer, which is now mine. I love it to pieces. But at the same time, I have a $10 cheap mixer, and it lasted over 10 years. And I just recently gave it to a friend of mine because she didn't have one. It's funny because something as simple as that made her cry. She was so excited to have a mixer. But never know what's going to make some people happy. Some people want the simple things. Some people want everything to be extravagant. Do I read? I love to read. I pretty much read the same thing I watch. I love true crime, so I read a lot from the author Max Haynes. Another broken one sec. Max Haynes writes true crime novels. His are more like short stories. Most of his crimes he writes all the details, but they're within 3 to 10 pages. Tells you all about the crime, what happens to them, how they got away for however long it was. I also like mysteries. Murder, She Wrote. I'll read hers, and I'll read some other authors of murder mysteries. At the same time, I will go for some romance once in a while, but not very often. I've also read Gregory Maguire's book, The Wicked. It's all about the Wicked Witch of the West from Alice in Wonderland. I just watched that one. That's why it's in my head. The Wizard of Oz. And it's all about her life from her perspective. Since it wasn't copyrighted, everyone's making their own version of Wizard of Oz now. Gregory Maguire's one, and I love his series. My other hobbies. Besides this, because this is a new one, I've crocheted for the last few years. I make dolls, mermaids. I've made blankets. all kinds of different things. I never really stick to one forever. I've been taking a break from crocheting because every time I crochet, it's been reminding me of Mom, and I find that really hard. I lost my mom last year. She had a long 18-year battle with cancer. Before the end of it, she made peace with everything and everyone, and she was okay with going. I say okay, it was only because she knew it was her time and she wasn't suffering. People in the hospital took amazing care of her. And she was ready. The rest of us, of course, never will be, but she was. On to a better topic, one not so dreary. Change. I'm on the third color of this little corner, number 8, which is a pink. And I still love my Cheshire Cat. I might have to get another one of these for a friend of mine for Christmas. If she's watching, she knows who she is. Let's see. What age do I wish I could be forever? Gee. I don't know. I don't think I've hit an age where I really like, but maybe it would be 10 years ago where everything really changed. Maybe it would be when I was 25 and I had my apartment with a nice fireplace, lived on my own, didn't have any roommates. I had Tucker. He was my first dog that I got on my own. He was a Chihuahua Pekingese. He was an escape artist. No matter where he was, he could always get out. And boy, could he run. I don't know. I like aging. Each year comes with new experiences and new parts of life. My favorite drink. I guess my main favorite drink is between ginger ale and iced lemonade. I love lemonade, even pink lemonade. There is one that's an amber ginger ale. That is delicious. Last year, that was my New Year's Eve drink. I bought myself a bottle of amber ginger ale, and I think I made a nice nacho dip and sat on my own and watched a few movies. 'Cause I'm not much of a party person. Not big on crowds, that's why. I can get through crowds easy because I just kind of push my way through and get through as fast as possible. That way I don't have to be there as long. Christmas crowds don't bother me, stuff like that, because I just, like I said, push my way through and nobody gets hurt, nobody gets knocked over. I just walk right through the crowd. And then as soon as I'm out of there, the sooner I can relax. Now, what could I give a 40-minute presentation on with no preparation? Probably crochet, because I've had that hobby for the longest, because I've crocheted for over 20 years. I can still remember the first blanket I worked on. The things that the girl didn't show me was some of the correct ways to do stitching, the correct ways to change colors of yarn or add a new ball when your ball's empty. Or gone, I should say. But she always told us to tie a knot in the yarn and go to the next one. So all of her blankets had these stupid looking knots there. And now over years, I've learned the correct way to change it without anyone knowing where it's been changed. Hi Riley, did you come up to join me? I'll give you a quick peek of my puppy. Oh, right. Riley, say hi. That's my good boy. Well, see you next time when I get a little more painting done.